Hey guys, doing a check-in today. I wasn't planning on doing one quite so soon after my last one, but I felt it was an important day to do it. I've been experiencing kind of like some sort of almost like existential dread or something the past few days. I don't know what's been going on, but I feel like I've just been like really kind of going through the motions a little bit. I've still been doing pretty well and getting a lot done for the most part, but motivation has been a little bit lower than it was a few days ago for whatever reason. I've still been distracting myself and creating the diversions though, and trying to keep a calm mind through all of this. But yeah, there's just been several things recently that have made it a little bit more of a struggle than it was. One of those things is my health has been a little bit all over the place. For the most part, I'm pretty healthy. Like, I've been working out and taking care of myself, not eating necessarily as healthy as I probably should be, but I'm gonna change that today. But I think I've mentioned this in several videos, but I've had a lot of allergy issues recently, and it sounds like a minor thing, but it's just been wiping me out sometimes. And even when I take medication for it, I might just try a different medication, but I've been taking Zyrtec, and man, that stuff just like knocks me out. Like, I'll be productive for a while, but I just notice my mood is kind of not as good when I take it. I feel more tired and drained, and so anyway, that's been one factor, I think, to all of this. But then another factor has just been that I feel like in general, I've just felt really tired, which I guess kind of goes hand in hand with the allergies thing. But it's weird though, because I've been pretty active. Like, I've been exercising, staying busy, but I think eating healthy will probably solve some of that. So I am excited to eat a little bit of a healthier meal tonight. Yesterday I went out with a friend and got some not so healthy food out, and that might be part of the reason, maybe why I've not felt 100%. But I guess a good way to describe it though is I definitely just have not felt very relaxed lately. I think part of it probably is a little bit of like dopamine withdrawal, if I'm being honest with myself. You know, most of the time it doesn't really affect me that much, and I'm usually fine, but there are just certain days where you just feel like, man, like I don't have any source of relaxation really. But there are other sources like exercise, which is what I'm planning on doing today. I'm gonna go for a run at some point today. And there are other ways as well, but so I'm drinking some coffee here. I've recently kind of like been more okay with coffee. Like, it hasn't been messing with me as much, but I did have more than I usually have yesterday. I had 2 cups, and I do think it kind of impacted my sleep a little bit, so probably wasn't the greatest thing. But you know, can't always be perfect. But I do know though that like excessive caffeine has been problematic for me in the past, so I always try to be cautious with that kind of stuff. But yeah, so other than that, everything with like staying clean has been going pretty well. I've been not having any issues with that whatsoever, really. I would say like there have been a couple moments where, you know, there have been like urges, but I feel like I've been a little bit more just quick with reacting to them and just removing myself from the situation. And I kind of like, I notice when it's like I'm in the yellow zone where it's like, oh, this could be like risky, but like, I think I'm mentally stable enough. But even when you're in the yellow, sometimes it's still good to kind of reduce some of those triggers. But if you're in the red, which is like where you feel like, you're only about one step away from messing up. Luckily, I haven't been there in a while, but that's when you really need to use one of those diversions. But yeah, I feel like my thoughts are not as cohesive as they usually are today, but I'm not really making this video as much to be informative today as it is just to keep myself accountable and just let you guys know where I'm at. Nothing is going horribly wrong right now. I think I'm just in this weird hump in the process right now where I feel a little bit anxious and not quite relaxed. And I know it'll stabilize, but I think I'm just hitting one of those points where it's a little bit all over the place. And it's really weird too, because like yesterday I was fairly certain that I was hitting a flat line. It's literally been all over the place. So then when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I'm definitely not on a flat line. I think if anything, it feels the opposite today. So it's been kind of interesting. Like yesterday and the day before, I didn't really feel anything super strongly. And then, as of today, it's like the polar opposite. I feel a little bit too much intensity. So I know there's always going to be ups and downs with this stuff, but I'm trying to focus on factors I can control. Like yesterday, I ate a ton of unhealthy stuff, and I know if I kind of eat something a little lighter tonight, that will lower my blood sugar and everything, and I'll feel better after doing that, after staying healthy. Those things affect you more than you would think. I'm also just trying to make sure while these allergies are getting the best of me, trying to drink a lot of water, trying to avoid too much unnecessary like talking loudly and things like that. But it can be a challenge sometimes, like I've always had like pretty good health for most of my life, so I've been very fortunate in that regard. But recently, I think like the fact that I've been dealing with crazy throat and allergy stuff for like months has been kind of making me uneasy recently. But sometimes I think though we can get so in our heads about things like that it almost like becomes a bigger problem than it actually is due to stress. So I am trying to kind of remain relaxed despite all of that. But yeah, life's weird, I'll tell you. Just trying to think if there's anything else to be said right now. I think that's mostly all I had for you guys today. I will say, I guess one last thing is sometimes I get kind of like stuck in my head about things, and I always have to remind myself to return my attention to being the best version of myself, and trying to just stay focused on factors that I can control, rather than having my attention all over the place with all these other things that I don't have control over. And I think that can be a really easy thing for anyone to get into, like just starting to obsess over these things that you don't have any sort of control over. And something I didn't realize about myself for a long time is like I am a person who does like to have control over things, over my life. But the fact of the matter is, you don't have control over everything. And the sooner that you can accept that, I think you're actually going to feel less, in a way it's kind of like humbling, but it's also like kind of nice not having control over everything, because if we knew exactly every single thing that was going to happen in our lives, the world would be a pretty miserable place, I think, because we would just all not have any sort of humbleness or empathy. Like, I mean, maybe we would, I don't know, but to me it seems like part of what is great about life is actually the uncertainty. And that's a hard thing to remember sometimes, because uncertainty can often be something that creates fear in a lot of people. And I was kind of that way for a while, but I've gotten more and more comfortable with uncertainty as time's gone on. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope to hear from you guys about how your journey is going, and it is going to stabilize from here. So things are gonna keep going in a positive direction. All right, peace out. Have a good Monday.